Good evening, my friend, or should I say Jumbo, everybody. I am Lou Mongello. Thank you so very much for being here. If you're watching live, grab a snack, sit back, relax, tag and invite a friend, and get comfortable. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us right here every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. First things first, thank you to everybody who joined me at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge last week. We did a live broadcast from the Wanyama Safari during the day and then the Sunset Lounge. Thanks to all of you who actually came out to the lodge. It's so far away. Some of you trekked literally like an hour and a half from the East Coast, and I appreciate you guys being there. And thanks to those of you who joined me for bread service later on in the evening. This week, I'm on an Animal Kingdom Lodge kick. I was inspired, dare I say hungry. The shirt doesn't lie. I went for the safari, I stayed for the food, and then I went back for the food. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about this week is the, I assume, limited time Lion King dining experience at Jiko. And if you've never been to Jiko, you need to add it to your bucket list. Thanks to all of you again who are watching live. I see a lot of familiar names and faces in the box, as well as some new names and faces. If you are new to the box and the box people, first things first, thank you very much for being here. Whoops, wrong graphic. If you are not a member of the Box People community, that is the name of our community, our group over on Facebook, and it got its name many, many years ago when I first started. I get this question all the time. What does Box People mean? I used to walk around with my laptop, and I was live broadcasting, and people were asking me, like, who is it that you're actually talking to? I'm like, I don't know. There's people inside this box. You heard it. You grabbed the name and literally sort of ran with it. And so the Box People was born. And if you're watching in the group, you are a member of the Box People. So thank you for being here. And again, for those of you who are watching live, I appreciate you taking time out of your night and your weekend. I see people. Let me know in the comments where, if you're not here in Walt Disney World, where are you actually watching from? Let me know where exactly you are watching from. I see a couple of you guys are trying to call in already. We are going to take some calls a little bit later on. But first things first, I definitely want to talk about the Lion King, the limited edition Lion King dining experience at Jiko. Usually we wait a few minutes before we get into food. Tonight I'm going right in because I haven't had dinner and I had a very early lunch. So let's see. Anna Garcia is from Louisiana. We got Atlanta. Linua is watching from Chandu. Do you mean the little tiger from Tokyo Disney Sea? New York, Delaware, Minnesota, Iowa, Hershey, Pennsylvania, home of Hershey, Cincinnati, Scottsdale, Waterbury, Connecticut. A lot of ATL people in here and some locals as well. So again, I know wherever you are, I wish you were here. I would need a bigger table and a much bigger office, but I do wish you were here. And for those of you who joined me last week or couldn't make it last week, I will be out. I really liked being out and about and having you guys there to be part of the broadcast. We're going to do that again soon. And stay tuned to the end of the show tonight because I think for the first time ever, I know what some upcoming shows are going to be. And next week, it might be something that I've never kind of done, at least in this format before, and then something we'll have coming up the week after. So it gives you a little bit of idea what or who to look forward to. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into the Disney, the Lion King dining experience at Jiko. And as you know, on June 30th, I believe, the new live-action Lion King premiered in theaters. A lot of hype, a lot of talk and excitement about it. If you have seen Lion King in theaters, give me your sort of quick one-line review in the comments. Let me know what you thought. I've heard words like breathtaking, beautiful, spectacular. Been some interesting discussion. I honestly have not seen it as yet. My life and schedule has just been crazy. And I hear a lot of people talking about, well, they didn't need to make a Lion King. Well, it doesn't matter if they need to make it or not. The people who have seen it keep saying it stands on its own as just a wonderful cinematic experience and something that you should see in the theater. I've heard a number of people say that to me, like, don't wait for it to come out on Disney Plus or a streaming service or Blu-ray. It's one that is meant to be, because of the detail and because of the beauty, and because of even the score, it is one that is meant to be experienced inside a theater. I got to put my goggles on. I can't see. Stephanie Perry Bullock says Lion King is much better than I expected. I've heard a lot of that. So glad they brought back animation to in Animal Kingdom. So much fun. I agree. Yeah, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Nicole is going to see it Sunday in Disney Springs. Katie Tolson says, it was cool, but similar to the original. Love Timon and Pumbaa. And I'm hearing from people that being similar to the original is not a bad thing. There's a familiarity and a comfort with that, and it didn't need to be something that was new. Judy Bennett says Lion King 2 is already awesome. Was awesome. Let's see. Hopefully seen soon. You can't appreciate it not on the big screen. It stands on its own, and it's a great tribute to the original. It's Scar's movie. Interesting. Did Scar get his name when he was born? Like, was it a nickname that he got after he got his scar? Was it just like, your name is Scar, we need to give you a scar? I've always been somewhat curious about that. Lion King is amazingly beautiful. Would never know except that the animals talk that it's CGI. Yeah, it's funny when they call it, Jessica, a live action film with no real live action in it. But it's again, separate conversation. If you've heard this week's show, I actually talked with Dave Bossert, who worked on the original Lion King, about the new Lion King and a lot of the new live action and not so live action remakes. And it was interesting to hear from an artist, an animator, and somebody who worked on the original film's perspective and thoughts on it. If you haven't listened to this week's show with Dave Bossert, please do me a favor. Every download counts. So please make sure you go and listen and share. And Dave is like the nicest guy in the world. That was the first time I had ever spoken to or met him, and I really, really enjoyed getting a chance to see it. But I will tell you, after talking to him and after talking with other people about the film, it was one that I honestly didn't know if I would see in theaters, and now I'm finding myself compelled to go, not just for the popcorn, but actually to see the film itself. Christina said he must have had a different name pre-Scar. The new movie implies that Mufasa gave Scar his scar, but who gave Scar his name? If not, what's Scar's real name? I don't know why these are the things that keep me up at night. There's a lot of things that keep me up at night. This is just one of them. Jeremy Goff says the interview with Dave was fascinating. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Fred Abley is going to see Lion King and Toy Story as a double feature drive-in. I'm not sure. Knowing Fred Abley, I don't know if that's serious or he just lives in a time vortex and there's actually a double feature drive-in is still in his neighborhood. Love Dave Bossert interviewed. So interesting. Yeah, and there was actually a lot more that Dave has done that I wanted to talk with him about. And if you listen to the interview, that might actually happen. You never know when. Jessica says Scar was called Taka before. He tricks Mufasa. Wait, oh my God, that's the biggest graphic ever. Hold on a second. Wait a second. I can't make it any smaller. All right, let me get rid of this. He tricks Mufasa, saying he started trouble with the border buffaloes, plan backfires. Taka is a cat. He's slashed across the face by a water buffalo and gains his scar. He asked to be called Scar from now on instead of Taka. Well, ask and ye shall receive. Thank you very much for that. Somebody give Jessica a gold star for stepping up. Realistic Lion King adds a special depth to the movie. Just got back from IMAX 3D. It was powerful, says Milt Davis, the artist formerly known as Scar. Paul Hoffman, good to see you. Thank you, by the way, for coming out to Typhoon Lagoon. Well, Saturday, a couple days ago. So much fun. So hot. So hot. It's like Animal Kingdom hot at Typhoon Lagoon. Let me see which I can see that at a drive-in, and Taco Cat spelled backwards is Scar. Scar's original name was Handsome Dan. Jeremy Goff, you're a funny guy, man. Funny how? Like, you amuse me? Yes, as a matter of fact, you do. All right, but listen, I am just here. I was there for the movie, but I now am just here for the food because Disney is celebrating Lion King a lot of different ways, both in the parks as well as out of the parks. So I thought I had my Lion King. Wait a minute. I do have my Lion King There's actually, if you go to Animal Kingdom now, they actually have a little activity packet with all kinds of stuff you can do and learn about. There's no menus in here, which was a little disappointing, but you can learn all about the animals, both the ones that you can see and pet, not so much the ones that you can taste. I'm sorry, I'm on a clearly I am having a one-track mind, but let's get into it. Let's actually get into the Circle of Life, not in Goyama. Hey, Mama Baba. Yeah, I don't know the actual words to it. So very quickly, let's talk about the location itself. Jiko is right across from Boma on the lower level of Jambo House at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. It is a slightly more upscale, yet still casual dining experience. You can go and participate in the Circle of Life menu any night of the week, but I will give you the tip ahead of time. If you haven't been to Animal Kingdom Lodge, and if last week didn't convince you, my suggestion is whatever time your reservation is for, I would go like an hour, maybe even an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half early, because I would wander the lobby looking at the activities, going to some of the many different lookout points, both inside and outside. And then I would also probably go to Victoria Falls, especially if you're with a spouse, a loved one, your kids, a bunch of friends. You can have sort of a pre-dinner cocktail before you get in. But what the Circle of Life menu is an exclusive 3-course menu crafted as a culinary celebration of Simba's story. And what I found as I was going through the menu, that each of the courses was actually meant to chronicle a little bit of Simba's journey and story in the film. Now, the other thing to be clear, because I did go, I went with my wife and I went with my kids, you can actually order a la carte as well. It's not an all or nothing type of thing. One person can order the Lion King menu. Somebody else can order a la carte. You can actually sort of mix and match. We were starving, very, very tempted to order an additional appetizer. The mac and cheese is supposed to be redonkulous, but I didn't know how much food. Fortunately, I didn't, because believe it or not, there actually was more than enough. I know, you've never heard Lou say that before. I will say, even before the menu starts, you are welcomed in by, again, so many of the cultural representatives. You're also given some warm towels. The cast member explained that it's a tradition in some countries that if you go into somebody's home for dinner, they'll actually give you a warm scented towel, like a warm scented wet towel. That's sort of just a welcoming gesture. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the atmosphere as well. We actually sat in. Okay, so I'm sorry. So here's the lobby, which I think is one of the most spectacular. Actually, on Facebook, I posted a question: what's your favorite lobby in any Walt Disney World resort? A lot of people are digging Animal Kingdom Lodge. It seems to be like teetering between Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge as 1 and 2. I actually lean a little bit more towards Wilderness Lodge, although I can easily make an argument for Jambo House. So we actually sat inside the wine room. It is a small room just off of the main entrance area, which is actually right next to, and I think a lot of people don't realize, is a very, very small lounge just as you walk in that serves, obviously not just cocktails, but it actually serves some light snacks as well. It is different than Victoria Falls. One thing I do want to very quickly highlight about this, even before, some of the best parts of the meal weren't even the food. I know, you can't believe I am saying that. One of the things, the enhancements, that is not just part of the Lion King meal, but something that's been added, I guess, to Jiko as a whole, has been the addition of live music. And there were 2 strolling musicians that wandered throughout the restaurant, playing a number of different unique arrangements of music, not just from Lion King, but there was traditional African music, as well as some rearrangements, and I won't spoil it for when you go, but some rearrangements of some relatively recent popular music that were done just beautifully. It was fun. They were engaging and entertaining. Any description that I have of it won't do them justice, so I've got this. So those guys came around probably 3 or 4 times during our dining experience. Super, super fun. They looked like they just loved what they were doing. And what I loved about it too was the music was at just such a level that it didn't interrupt your meal. You could still talk to the people next to you or across from you, but it was such a nice. I could have just sat there and listened to those guys play all night. Like if they would just sit in Victoria Falls Lounge, I would actually put on pants and drive all the way down to Victoria Falls Lounge. That's how much I enjoyed just the simplicity of the guitar and the single drum. But I digress. And I do believe they wander throughout the entire restaurant, not just for anybody that is eating the Lion King dining experience meal. So again, you do have access to the full menu at Jiko while you are there, but there is the special Lion King menu that is inspired by the Circle of Life, the story of Simba, and each dish follows Simba as he grows up, highlighting every stage of his life through the flavors and spices. You sort of have to go with me here and stretch it a little bit in order to understand exactly where it is. But once you start tasting it, you don't even care about the story. And what I did was, and part of the reason why I wanted to review it in this way rather than just on the show, is I wanted to show you exactly what it was that we had throughout our meal. So you do get a special commemorative take-home menu at the beginning, which explains to you not just all of the courses that you're going to have, but a little bit more about the food and how it actually does pertain to the story that they are trying to tell. You start off, man, if bread was healthy, I would be an Adonis. And I was so tempted to not only eat every single piece of bread, but that creamy butter was just insane. But believe it or not, the bread was not. A lot of people don't have. It's like last week when I was talking about Sanaa bread service. It's funny that if this was a drinking game or any other kind of game, the mention of bread service, I promise, will not be as many times as it was last week. The first entree is a young Cedar Creek mulata, potatoes, pomegranate, and a bone marrow finish. And this is meant to symbolize the playfulness of Simba's joyous childhood and its desire to one day become king. We had a conversation with my kids. We're like, isn't it just a little weird that the first thing you eat is a bone? But you have to just get past that, because it was, again, you talk about items that you can't find anywhere else, although I will say there is another restaurant that has a phenomenal bone marrow. But this was such a unique combination of the marrow and the pomegranate and the clams and the potatoes. I was really concerned. Now, my daughter's a little bit of a picky eater. I was really concerned that either the thought of what it was, the taste of what it was, she not only ate hers and finished hers first, she was asking, she's like, Dad, she pulled a Lou. She's like, Dad, you going to finish that? Like, are you going to finish your marrow? Again, my daughter is 13. Wow. I wish she was still 13. Yikes. She's 15. The old man's losing it. So I was concerned as a little bit of a picky eater, but we've always tried to introduce them to, I've always taught my kids, try it once and then tell me you don't like it. And she tried it and she loved it. And the little bit of the tartness and the sweetness from the pomegranate against the starches from the potatoes and the fattiness of the marrow really, really just sat nicely on your palate. Now, we did not do a wine pairing, but you could have also done a wine pairing throughout the course of the meals too. But it was wonderful. Really, really enjoyed, surprisingly, the marrow. Now, for your entrees, for your be-prepared entrees, you have two options, both of which are, according to Disney, inspired by the eerie elephant boneyard and Simba's courage to persevere through trials and tribulations. Now, I don't know, boneyards don't always make me think of steak and lobster, but hey, it's steak and lobster, so I'm going with it. You had the two choices. Now, on the left, there was the ribeye. On you see the lobster sosati is not just a lobster, but it's actually almost a little bit more of a stew. Now, for the ribeye, I've got to tell you, and I these are pictures from Disney. I took pictures so you really can sort of compare and contrast and understand that what you see in the promo photos is very much in alignment with what your meal looks like. The first thing I got to tell you is you get a lot of food. Like, when I say that you get probably close to like 14 ounces of meat, that's probably not an exaggeration. Now, the side on the ribeye is a fregola, which is sort of like a thick couscous almost, and it's mixed in with little bits of herb, almost like a parsley type, and there's a hibiscus additional too. There's sort of that adds to its color. On the right is the lobster sosati, and it's a Cape Malay curry, which has a little bit of sweetness and just enough of a hint of spice that's cut by the creamy rice with the seafood and the cumin and the turmeric and the coriander and the pepper, and there's almost a cinnamon flavor. So it was a very, very complex taste. And sosati refers to the skewers that you find that skewer the very large, very delicious, by the way, lobster tail, grilled to perfection. There was also grilled shrimp, a huge portion of mussels, and that curry and the rice was phenomenal. I did not just eat just my rice, but I tried to eat the rice of some of my table mates, much to their dismay. I had the lobster. My son and daughter had the ribeye, and my wife had the lobster as well, and we were all sampling. It was phenomenal. And the steak was cooked just to it had just enough of the pink inside, so it wasn't overcooked, which could ruin a piece of steak. Really, really good. My daughter actually there was so much meat on her plate, she actually took a lot of it home. It may have not made it through the night. I'm just saying. So these are the pictures from Disney. This is what our plate looked like. And again, there's sort of that hibiscus brush, and you see just the size of the portion of the ribeye. And then it wasn't the best picture I have ever taken, but to give you a sense of just how much food was in there. Again, the lobsters, the octopus, there was a lot of rice under that curry as well, which had really, really such a nice flavor and finish to it. For dessert, it's a Hakuna Matata, no worries dessert, and this celebrates balance. I don't know how or why, but it does. As Simba grows up and learns what he truly needed to be a successful leader to the Pride Lands. Now, this featured flavors of caramelized orange, chocolate choux, and what they called playful foliage. This was one that you've heard me say it a million times. I'm a savory over sweet guy. I'm normally not a dessert guy. I ate like 92.7% of my dessert because there was such a unique marriage of the orange, the citrus flavors with the chocolate, and whatever sort of kind of rub was on the outside, and that little that slab that has the imprint on it is actually made of chocolate as well. So everything on the plate was edible. It means you can eat it. It was delicious. It was not too sweet, and I loved that citrus layer sort of on top of the chocolate as well. This was the PR photo, and this is what my photo looked like. So it looks exactly like it, and it's a sizable portion as well. So I don't think any of us actually finished all of it, but it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. You also get friandises, and as a sort of a finish, sort of with a "Can you feel the love tonight?" and you're meant to reflect on your culinary journey. You are also given a little gift as well. So this was what ours looked like. We all had little red, sweet, and oh so very delicious lions as well. Really was a nice finish to sort of cleanse the palate. There are optional wine pairings. You could do a $22 standard wine pairing or a $29 deluxe pairing. I won't spoil it for you, but you do get a take-home gift in addition to your menu, which is also edible or drinkable. It's tea. Everybody got a little package of a different flavored tea, a loose leaf tea, as a gift. So that was a nice little surprise take home touch. And the thing that was nice about this experience too was I thought that the pricing was reasonable. It was $65 per person. And if you're familiar with the Jiko menu and the amount of food that you got, we were sort of kind of, not everything that's on the Jiko menu is obviously on the regular menu, but some of those items have been on in the past. But comparing, a steak and a seafood item and an appetizer and a dessert and $65 actually is probably less than what you would pay for the same amount of food. Also, again, these are things that you can only order as part of the meal. We're annual pass holders, so they do take annual pass holder discount. I also asked Disney Vacation Club discounts are also available. There's no date currently listed in terms of when this Lion King meal is going to end. I am completely guesstimating that it would probably run through mid or maybe even late August. So, but do not take my word for it. I unfortunately could not get a concrete answer. If this is something you're thinking about doing, I would definitely do it sooner rather than later. We actually loved it. I honestly will tell you that when I had looked at the menu, I wasn't sure if it was something that my kids were going to enjoy. Again, my kids are 14 and 15 going on 35. My son is an adventurous eater. My daughter is not. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. Having nothing to do with a review or anything like that. I recorded some of their responses on audio just so I could capture it. But even afterwards, I said, "What did you guys think of that? Is that something you would do again?" And they loved it. They really, really enjoyed it. So I like the fact that there are some of these special offerings that you can do. I like the fact too that the discounts could be applied. And Jiko, I think, is one of those restaurants too that for a lot of people is sometimes off their beaten path. So when we were there, there was actually, so we checked in, I believe at, I think we were like 7 o'clock or 7:30. There were actually tables still available and they were taking walk-ups. So it's one of those places, because I think Boma is sort of the big attractor of the buffet, and we'll get to a Boma review. If only I could find somebody who would go to Boma with me to review Boma, I would go, because I dig it. Dare I say, one of, if not the best breakfasts on property, but I digress. So if you've never done Jiko before, I would absolutely recommend checking out the Lion King dining experience. Again, you don't have to order off that menu. You have access to the full menu. And if you are somebody that wants to try flavors that are very different than anything you're going to find probably anywhere else on property, Jiko is the place to go. I think it also just straddles the line between upscale fine dining and some place that you still can go in with nice shorts and a collar shirt and have a casual meal, as a casual but upscale meal, without having to worry about getting dressed as if you were going to Victoria Albert's or even some of the other more formal restaurants. there is no sort of dress code in that regard. So you could come home from the parks and go right to Jiko. And again, it's one of those things that is really sort of helping to put Animal Kingdom Lodge back on the radar for me, right? Not just because of the Sanaa bread service, but after going there last week and being introduced to all of the different activities. We were talking with the activities manager, all the different activities that are in the lobby throughout the resort, all of which are available to people, whether you're a guest staying at the lodge or not staying on Disney property at all. You can avail yourself. Like, you could literally make an entire afternoon and evening at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I think it's one of those resorts that has so much to do at the property itself that if you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, right, it's obviously a deluxe resort, so your price point is going to be high. If you're staying at the lodge, it is one of the places you can justify because you can spend an entire day there outside the parks and not be bored, right? There's always so much that you can do there, not to mention the fact that you have the savannas and the safari literally in your backyard, but the pool area, the dining experiences, the activities for adults, the activities for kids. You've got the lounges, you've got Jambo House, as well as Kidani Village. Did I mention the bread service? I'm not sure if I mentioned bread service enough. There's also a late night bread service at Sanaa. You can go on an entire culinary adventure. You could have the Mara by the pool. You could have Sanaa, Boma for breakfast. You can go to Victoria Falls for cocktails, Sanaa for lunch, and Jiko for dinner. And I believe they sell Lion King themed stretchy pants in the. There's a beautiful. I should have posted some photos. There's a beautiful gift shop in Jambo House as well. So we were really, really excited. And actually, we were talking last week during the live show with some of the friends who were there. Like, we should. We were thinking about, like, we should all get together and, like, spend a staycation weekend at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Can we do, like, a WDW Radio weekend at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge? I'm sorry, I'll need 45 rooms, please. Put it on the Mankin account. Thank you. Yeah, of course, concierge for everybody. You get concierge. It's on Becky. Don't sweat it. Amanda Bonner, the Mara and the Delicious Stew, and you can get zebra domes there too. If somebody could post in the comments, we did a live review of the Mara probably 2 years ago or so, and we're very pleasantly surprised for a counter service restaurant, the variety of options, how flavorful they were. And I think we might have even been staying there. I think we did a little staycation because I remember how much I loved the pool late at night, and they had one of the inflatable screens. We were watching whatever movie it was from inside the pool, and I love that lodge at night. And we just were sort of looking around. We're like, this is a nice place. It's a really wonderful place to stay and enjoy the property. Killy, Miss St. John is going to be saying concierge there in 2 weeks. Just let us know when. We'll come right over. We'll meet you at the lounge. It'll be lovely. And the views inside. Becky Mankin, thank you very much. Show 499. Wow, back in 2007, man, time does fly by. Marla Chan says Mara has jungle juice slushes. How did I not know that before? I should have gone early. That sounds delicious, especially on a hot summer like this. Bob Sui, I've said bread service many, many, many times. Caleb would love to have a WDW Rock Box People group meet. Yeah, you know what? The staff was incredibly nice at Animal Kingdom Lodge when we were broadcasting there. And I mentioned to him, like, we should do something else maybe as a group. So who knows? Who knows what we might do? The wheels have been spinning over the past week or so, and I didn't put them on the big board, but I have some notes. I have notes on paper of some ideas that I have, but I've got to get through some other things first. I have Jeremy Goff said, I'd hurdle 4 giraffes to have some zebra domes right now. Zebra domes are not my favorite thing at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I love Boma for breakfast. And I love, obviously, I'm going to say it again, so get your cocktail ready. I I love Sanaa late nights. Not the restaurant, but the lounge. Sitting on one of it's small. There's the bar with maybe 8 seats. There's 2 small tables, and then the one family-sized table that holds about 8 people or so. That's the play right there. You know, you grab 3, 4, 5 friends, go there late at night, order a whole bunch of bread service and a few of the other appetizers as well. And that's a really good way to spend and finish off and eating. So, now, Amanda, don't get me wrong. I never said I didn't like the Zebra Domes, but if I had a preference between Zebra Domes or some of that good stuff, the Mealy Pop and all that on the Boma, Boma Coma, it's a real thing. If you've never, how have I not reviewed Boma yet? How have I not reviewed Boma breakfast? It's both remarkable and sad, all at the same time. So, but let's see. Some people are having some video issues. Amanda says, I did bread service at Sanaa Lounge at the bar the night before the Starlight Safari. So, so Amanda, as you know, was on show number 561 with the overlooked experiences at Walt Disney World. That's how we started talking about Wanyama Safari and some of the other things at the lodge. And actually, I believe Amanda has a write-up on it over at DisneyTravelForAll.com, where she had done the Wanyama Safari, and I'm sure there's a mention of food in there as well. So if you're thinking about going, especially if you're a solo traveler to Walt Disney World, Amanda has a lot of really good resources for solo travelers. Bob is going to Boma breakfast in December. I'm sure you could find some friends to do a live review. Heather, I ask all the time, especially my local friends, like, please, would somebody go with me to have a meal and review it? Nothing. It's crickets every single time. I'm laughing because that's not true. Judy Bennett says, I love staying at Kidani, one of my favorite resorts. Kathleen Slovak Musgrave, hey, how are you? Did after hours at Animal Kingdom last week. I like Animal Kingdom's after hours a lot. I really, really like it a lot. Because that's a park, first of all, it's like 45 degrees cooler at night. And the after hours events at Animal Kingdom, the one that I have been to, was empty. And there's something so peaceful and beautiful about that park at night. I think all the parks take on a different life at night, but especially that one. There is something, I don't even know what the word is. It takes on a very, very different feel, and it's quieter. You know, it's almost as if the park is asleep a little bit, especially on an event like that. Except for Flight of Passage, of course. Let's see. Becky is yelling, "Oh my stars!" Oh, Becky doesn't like to eat either. We need Becky's going to do top 10 counter service restaurants at Walt Disney World. Never. Let's see. Daniel Dinitz is here in the land of magic. My wife is making a brunch list at Boathouse. Does Boathouse do that one? Matthew, don't tell anybody, but I believe they still do sort of a secret brunch menu on Sundays at the Boathouse. Tell them Lou sent you. Let's see. I'm going August 10th through the 13th, but we're not getting park tickets. What is the must-do activity? So I actually happen to have this is July's recreation calendar, and I posted this in the Box People group so you can see, but there's a ton of activities that are both free as well as some add-on activities. One of the things that I have done, I want to make sure I've got the name of it correct. You can do the culinary tour of both Boma and Jiko. Spoiler alert, they're samples of bread service, ding, and of zebra domes, and it's free. Y'all get that? It's free. It's at 4:15 p.m. every day, and if you really want to sort of plus it up, if you go on Wednesdays, they have a 3 o'clock wine tasting at Jiko. So you sort of wet your palate a little bit, try some of it's the largest collection, by the way, of South Africa wines other than in South Africa. So you start off with a little wine tasting, then you do a little bread, then you do a little nosh over at Boma. You meet some of the cultural representatives. It's fun. Did I mention that it's free? I loved when I did that a few months ago. Stuart Sternberg from WDW Fan Zone. What is going on, brother? How you doing? Chauncey Friend says, I clipped on the box and Lou was talking about the boathouse again. Chauncey Friend, if only Chauncey could find somebody who would be willing to go to the boathouse. Me. I love it. I love it there. We actually just went for my son's birthday because my kids, that's where they like to go. Rick Bedoya says we need to start a drinking game, and Lou says bread service. Marla Chin, yeah, there is a culinary. There's actually 6 different culinary tours. There's a daily themed cupcake, a specialty drink of the day. There's cookie decorating at Boma from 1:30 to 2. The 3 o'clock wine tasting, 3:30 cookie decorating, and the 4:15 culinary tour. There's also animal adventures. There's the Sense of Africa tour. Dine with the animal specialists on Wednesdays and Saturdays. The Wanyama Safari, which we did last Wednesday, and we're live from, and then the Starlight Safari, which somebody just messaged me a couple of days ago. She said she did it, and she loved it. She raved about it and couldn't believe how many animals were out and they come. I mean, they literally, if you saw the live video, they literally come right up to the truck. Let's see. There's also art tours, face painting, the medallion rubbings, music of the savannah, the drum cafe, the cultural safari, the African journey. Most of those cultural immersion programs are all free. There's animal programs and wildlife discoveries. Again, if you go to the Box People group, I posted in there the entire recreation calendar, which changes slightly from month to month. But it's and here too, if you do, and this is for adults or kids, if you watched last week, if you do all of the cultural immersion stations that are there, you get a little, I don't even know what you'd call this, a little thing to put on your bracelet, and you can actually make an entire bracelet. Did I mention it's free? Just by going and learning and experiencing and talking to some of the culture. Like, it is a wonderful educational opportunity, and not just for kids, but for adults as well. So Amanda also did the Starlight Safari and really enjoyed it. Amanda, I haven't heard you talk about bread service yet. So Terry Simpson Doherty says, I want to go to Safari at Kidani. It's all about the dinosaur. I'm sorry, the okapi. It's always about the okapis. I don't know why any you have an okapi obsession, but it's you, so that's fine. Javier wants to know if I would do a podcast on top 10 character meet and greet locations. Interesting. I'm not normally a big character guy, but I think we could do that. Maybe we could do some top ones, some unique ones, some ones that you can only find during special events. Stephanie Perry Bullock, I'm going to pretend I didn't read that you just said you've never done the bread service. Somebody get Stephanie an Uber and get her to Sanaa stat. It's only 8:15. You've got plenty of time. And if you need any help with the bread service or any of the dipping sauces therein, I know a guy. So, Daniel, I am unfortunately not going to Magic Kingdom tomorrow. My day tomorrow, literally from about I'm giving an interview starting at 8:30, and I'll be in this chair till about the last thing I have to do is my last call is at 10 tomorrow at night. So I'm probably not going to, I'm not going to make it out, unfortunately. So, Marla Chan said, Becky Mankin and my mouse fan travel agent helped me change hotels for 2 nights next year. Animal Kingdom Lodge club level. Look at you, Marla Chan. Rocking and rolling at club level. Go, girl. Do people still say that? No? Not at all? Okay. After bread service, what would be a must-get? A nap. You need a nap after bread service. Actually, when we went last week, we did bread service, and I think we did all the we did all the appetizers except, no, we did them all. We did the charcuterie board with some wonderful cheeses, and I don't remember what the other ones were, but just bring a couple of friends and or me, and get them all. So grab some locals and some bread service until we waffle away. Yeah, I will tell you, I was very, very tempted to walk upstairs and be like, do you guys have a room? Because my house is so far away. It's like 20 minutes. And I was so sleepy from all the food and the food. So the Jiko bread appetizer is outstanding, says MJ Safra. Tim Moore, right? Animal Kingdom Large, so far away. But I will tell you, I'm going to say that less because of how much fun I've had the last couple of times over the last couple of weeks that I've been to Animal Kingdom Lodge more in the past 2 weeks than I've been there more in the past 2 years. So Fred Abley wants a Momentum Meetup breadboard. It's funny, Fred, how after I announced, which by the way, in case you didn't see, I announced this week that our keynote speaker is going to be Steve Schussler. You may know him from such restaurants as the Boathouse, Rainforest Cafe, T-Rex, Yak and Yeti, as well as a number of other themed dining experiences and attractions. It's amazing how, after I said that Steve Schussler was going to be there, if people asked if we were going one of the days from Momentum, and actually last year I took I took all the speakers out to dinner the night before, and we went to the Boathouse. Now they're like, wait a minute. Boathouse last year and Steve Schussler this year, I got like 20 additional speaker inquiries right after I announced Steve Schussler. I think they don't care about Momentum. I think they just want to go to the Boathouse, and maybe Steve will hopefully go with us if that's where we go this year. Who knows? Maybe we'll do something. I think this year's speaker dinner will be at Waffle House just to kind of mix things up. So there's still, you guys are talking about the bread service, of course. Erica says, I wish I could do Momentum this year, maybe next. Come on, Erica. We're going to have so much fun this year. And actually, wait a minute. Where is it? I actually created a special discount code. Look at what you did. You set me up so easily. If you or a friend want to come to Momentum, if you use code WDW Radio 100, you can save $100 off your ticket. We're now about 70% sold out, and I believe there's only one spot left for the Mastermind Monday. The conference itself is limited to 50 people. The Mastermind Day is limited to 10, and I believe we only have, like I said, just one spot available for that. This discount code is going to go away on August 12th. So if you or somebody you know is interested, take a screenshot, send it to them, share it, tag it, whatever you need to do, and get your tickets. And I'm going to announce the first round of speakers probably not this week, probably on Monday. I'll have the first round of speakers all ready to go. So Donald Nicholson, how you doing, brother? How are you doing recently at Yak and Yeti? Definitely going back. I dig Yak and I don't think I've ever reviewed Yak and Yeti. If only. I love Yak and Yeti. Not in the summer because it's so Yak and Yeti outside counter service. I love so much, and if you go all the way in the back of the seating area, it's sort of enclosed on three sides. There's a little waterfall there. It's so nice and so peaceful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful back there, and I love the fried rice and the egg rolls. But if you go inside, you can eat at the bar with no reservation. Like literally no reservation, like don't hesitate, and no reservation, like you don't need an ADR. You have access to the full menu. I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that they still have the tuna nachos, which are mind-blowingly good. I love Yak and Yeti fried green beans appetizer. I just saw somebody say something that I Wait a minute. Yes, Becky, there is a bar. No, it's actually at the bar. Like if you eat at the bar, there is a bar right there, and they've got some cool cocktails. I did see. Oh, here it is. Maureen Carey says, I haven't done Hoop-de-Doo in years. Been thinking about it for a next trip. Is it worth checking it out for two adults? Maureen, I absolutely think so. I think it's a ton of fun. I dig me some cornbread and fried chicken. Here's a question for you. If I set up a WDW Radio night at Hoop-de-Doo, which would I don't know, I'd have to see the logistics of it. Would you be interested in going as a group? Now, I don't think they can give us a table for like 40 people or whoever, but we could probably get like a little section or a couple of tables and all try and sit together. And maybe I'll post this in the group, or maybe somebody else can. Who would be interested? Probably, oh man, this fall's crazy, but maybe this fall or early winter, who would be interested in a WDW Radio night at Hoop-de-Doo? How much fun would that be to do as a group? They have cornbread service, so it's sort of like bread service, but a little bit different. So, Jeremy Goff, Sanaa Lounge is never busy. We walked in at, I don't even know what time it was, 9 o'clock, and we sat no problem. There was nobody there. Plus the family size, the giant family style table. There were three lovely young women there, one of whom was celebrating, I think, her 92nd or 93rd birthday. I'm like, I dig how you roll, sister. And we sat with them, ate off their plates, and it was fine. So, Amanda Bonner, Christmas Light Tour at Fort Wilderness. We did that a couple years ago. That is my favorite because that Fort Wilderness becomes a theme park almost, with the number of guests that really sort of make camp there for weeks at a time and create their own Christmas tree tours, which are just so much fun. We haven't done that in. We actually did that. We did we haven't done Hoop-de-Doo. We did a golf cart tour, I think 2 years ago, for either Christmas or Halloween. And then Becky, how many years ago was it? Where, and I think we're going to do this again this year, so you got to get on this. To celebrate the WDW Radio anniversary, we rented a few cabins in its own loop in Fort Wilderness, and that's where we celebrated the WDW Radio 7th anniversary, 8th anniversary, 9th. I have no idea. They all sort of blend in together. That was fun. We cooked out outside. Some people stayed in the cabin. Some people came to visit for the day. I think you need to get that for those dates in February. I know we talked about that, but yeah, let's do it. So Becky, we got to get on Hoop-de-Doo, although I do miss the old song, and a WW weekend at Fort. Wait, let's combine it all. One weekend. Wait, it's all coming together. Anniversary weekend, Hoop-de-Doo, WW Radio 16th anniversary. To 19, something, I don't know, 15, 16 years, 17 years, no, 16. WDW Radio 16th anniversary, holy smokes, at Fort Wilderness in February. We'll do the cabins again. We'll get a loop of cabins. And if you dig this idea and think this is something you'd like to go in, show me in the comments. We'll get a bunch of cabins. We'll do the cookout thing again. Remember we didn't do like a trivia contest too, and we gave away prizes. And we cooked food. Oh, that's right. Remember we went to we went to Costco. We went crazy at Costco. And we had games and there was kids there. And then we'll do Hoop-de-Doo one of those nights. Somebody write that down for Becky. Becky, you can't send me an email now. I'm live. Yeah, I dig this idea a lot. So let me just make sure. Wait a minute. I'm running my mouth off again. And let me just make sure I'm actually here in February. Because I know I just booked a speaking thing in February, but I think it's later on in the month. Wait, December, January, February. Oh, wait, we have New Orleans. Oh, who cares? We'll go. Could we do it the weekend before New Orleans? I don't know about that. It might have to be later in February. I don't know. Becky, figure it out. You're Becky Menken from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I believe in you. And I know that you can figure out exactly when we could make the look. Even if it's not that weekend in February, even if it's in end of January or March sometime, we'll find a date. And of course, you'll have to book it through MEI. Why else? Where else would you book it through other than MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for your vacation? He does not read my post. Becky, I don't belong to the Bar Crawl group on Facebook, so you need to email me in order for me to see it. Mark is right. We'll do a WW Radio anniversary observed. Heather Richards, Becky can do anything. She likes the sucking up, Heather. So that's a great idea. Continue to do that. It definitely works. Becky can make magic happen. Becky, please work your magic. Oh, you guys are good. You know exactly. Lynette Young. Oh my God, Lynette Young. I haven't seen you in way too long. No glamping for you. You're going to be in Orlando next week and love me some hotel air conditioner. Lynette, hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I don't know if you're going to be around like in this area. I want to try and grab a coffee or something like that. Would love to catch up. I can't even promote what you're doing because I don't even know what you're doing like in the business world anymore. But Lynette, again, former Jersey girl. God, we met how many years ago? Probably 2005, 6, somewhere around there. Was it Vegas? Did we meet in Las Vegas? At a conference. We met at a conference. What was it called back then? Was it New Media X Blog World? Was it Blog World? New Media Expo? Podcast Expo? Podcast and New Media Expo? One of the many different names that it was. But yeah, you were always, especially in the early days, you were always so nice and so kind to me, and I always appreciated that. 2005, holy smokes. Well, that says Becky says the cabins are great, but Four Seasons is really close. Oh, that's true. That's some glamping. Little camping at Four Seasons would not be the worst. Yes, and the cabins in Fort Wilderness do have air conditioning. Actually, they were all just redone. Actually, they're selling a bunch of the old cabins right now. I don't know exactly who is managing the sales, but I believe they're selling for $20,000 or so, and like everything is inside. Like it's like you're picking up the cabin and just put it. I mean, you have to figure out how to get it home, but yeah, Judy, they are like little houses, not like a tent. They're 1-bedroom cabins. There's also, I believe did they all have Murphy beds or the pull-out couches? Either, yeah, I am not. This is not a guy that's built for athletics or camping or, yeah, but I dig. Paul Donlin remembers Mouse Tunes. Please don't remember it too much. It was a long time ago in a very, very different. Well, listen, those were good times. Mouse Tunes was good times. Somebody was asking me about that the other day, and yes, I still believe that I have all of the old Mouse Tunes episodes, although you can't find them online anymore. I do have them somewhere. So Sean LeGrand is a huge cabin fan. Just got back from a week-long trip to Fort Wilderness. We've definitely got to, Sean, I'm digging this idea again of going back to the fort. Actually, man, it's too bad we couldn't do it during the holidays, Becky. Wait a minute. Let's think about this. If we did it during the holidays, we can start off, you check in on Friday. Becky, write this down. Put down your cocktail, put on your glasses. What if we did this? If we did it sometime in December, it'll be nice and cool out, so you can come. We go to Hoop-de-Doo on Friday. On Saturday, we do the WDW Radio like anniversary party, and then Saturday night we go to we get golf carts, and well, you can't do the backyard barbecue anymore, but we can do Trails End. We need a table for 40 at Trails End. I like that idea a lot. And then we just do like light noshes Sunday morning. You got that? You hear me? You feel me? I'm excited for this. Because if we do it that way, and then we get the golf carts, we could check out all the Christmas decorations. Boom. It's a win, 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 win all across the board. And it won't be 1,000 degrees outside either. So Rick Bedoya says, I'm going to be in Walt Disney World from the 23rd to the 29th. Please make it then. Kat LaForgia Velasquez wants to know, do I get drinks? If you go to Becky's cabin, I'm sure she'll have a little cabin boy there who'll be serving cocktails to her. Will there be designated drivers? I need to drive my own golf cart. Did you ever go there and see some people bring their own, like they bring their own very modified and tricked out golf carts. So Terry Rex is driving. Terry, you're going to be renting your own golf cart and getting your own liability insurance. Becky, we need to get an additional insurance policy, by the way. I like this. Sunday morning road trip to Boma. Oh, my God, it sounds so good, but Boma literally may be the farthest place. It's like Alaska and Florida. Like, they're so far apart, but then it is so good. We'll have to think about that. And you wonder why I know, Becky, I know why you drink. I know why you drink. So, yeah, let's see if we can do that, like, early to mid-December. That I like that idea. So, UK rain is hard rain. Wellies are required for sure. Martin, I don't understand any of the words that are in that sentence. What's a welly? I assume you mean some sort of rain shoe thing. I need to know before I come there in, when am I coming? November 9th to the 11th, by the way. Look at that. You set me up so easily. I'm going to be speaking in London, like not the rooftops of London like Mary Poppins or the streets of London like in Peter Pan's Flight, but the real London, November 9th to the 11th. Now, I am going to be staying after for a couple of days. We are going to try and do some sort of a get-together and or meetup, but I would love if you would come to the Upreneur Summit, and hopefully I won't embarrass myself on stage while I am there. Super, super excited. It's my very first trip. I've never been to London before. Tim Moore, I dig the box golf cart parade. I love, love, love driving the golf carts through there. Again, additional liability insurance is probably is a good idea. A Wellington boot. The only Wellington I know is the beef kind. The beef Wellington. So, let's see. What else am I missing? What am I missing? Wow, is it 8:30 already? Man, time just flies. Everybody wear their WDW ugly Christmas sweater. Oh, Marla Chan, look at you. Which, by the way, those are still available. Oh, wait, I should put I just realized. I am 99% sure there's currently actually, I think there's a sale going on right now. I think there's a 30% off sale at TeePublic. So if you go to WDWRadio.com/shirts, that'll take you to the TeePublic store, where you could not only get the I'm just here for the food shirt that I'm wearing or Lou sent me, but there is a crazy amount of amazing Disney and Marvel and Star Wars themed shirts. There's retro shirts, there's video game shirts, pop culture, anything and everything. Even if you go in using that link and you go to a different section, as long as you go using that link, you can still save 30%. So if there's a design you dig, now is the time to go, oh, look, there's a little Black Panther, isn't there too? Erica Bennett got her TeePublic Box People shirt. Katie Tollison says, I better get me that food shirt. Yeah, so there you go. I'm just here for the food. Although I changed the font from this one. It's a little bit different. Ed Charbonnet, the Ornament Exchange is coming. Isn't it funny how it's 30,000 degrees outside and we're talking about Christmas already? I mean, I know it is Christmas in July and they are celebrating it here in Walt Disney World, but it literally is Disney. The plans for Christmas are in. Yes, Carrie Krager, you can get any of the designs in t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, iPad cases, backpacks. They're available in a ton of different formats and things like that. So TeePublic is awesome. A lot of people are digging TeePublic. Yeah, get your electrical water pageant shirt. Get your Buy to Illumination shirt, which is coming up soon. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that's coming up. Oh, wait, man, I am just killing it on segues tonight. Speaking of what is coming up soon, I'm going to let you in a little bit behind the curtain. And I get this question all the time, especially when I do like interviews. People are like, how long in advance of your shows, especially your live shows, do you prepare? Like, do you do it like a week before? And I literally was scrambling. Like, I haven't had dinner yet because I was scrambling to, okay, I'll admit it. Yes, to shower, but to get like all the images ready and to get my bullet points ready for tonight. I normally don't know from week to week, which is why I love the live show, because I'm able to talk about things as they happen or whatever I'm feeling or whatever you guys want to talk about. But I'm actually planning, I think these are going to be the dates. I'm actually planning the next couple of shows out. So first things first, did anybody get a chance to listen to this week's podcast with the interview with Dave Bossert? He's somebody whose name I have known for a long time, really through his books on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. The Roy Disney book is phenomenal, and his Kem Weber book. And the more I learned about him, we also have a mutual friend in Ron Cohey. Ron worked with Dave on Hunchback, and I think Ron did work on Fantasia 2000 as well. Dave was also part of the team that restored and finished Destino, so it was a nice tie, and that's actually why I timed it for now, was the opening of the Destino Resort. So he was able to talk in our interview about Destino. But I said earlier that there was a lot more that I wanted to talk to him about. I also got a number of questions from you, listeners, about some of Dave's work, some of what he did as an effects supervisor, some of the stuff that he did in animation. So what I'm going to do is something that I don't think I've done in this format before. I'm going to have Dave join us next week on the live show, live. God help us and save us. He's not coming to the studio because he lives out in California, but through hopefully the magic of technology, we are going to bring Dave in live. He's going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff we didn't get to. He's also, I think I'm allowed to say this, he's also going to share, I think he's going to reveal for the first time anywhere. I know what it is, but I can't tell you. He is going to reveal I have to be careful. He's going to reveal a project that he has been working on to you first. He's going to reveal it to you guys. Maybe not first. Close to first. Maybe first. Who knows? We'll see. But if you listen to the interview and you have questions for Dave, he's excited to chat more about it as well. And if you listen to the interview, you'll also hear about something that Dave and I were half-jokingly planning on doing together. So next week, I'm going to have Dave Bossert live on the show, and I'm planning the week following, barring a schedule change. I have an interview that day that may run late and long, but with D23 Expo coming up in just, God, yikes, a couple of weeks, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about, for those of you who are going or going to be joining us live, a little bit about what to expect either at Expo, on the show floor, from the WDW Radio and Mouse Fan Travel booth. We are bigger and better than ever, baby. And I'm also going to share maybe a few predictions in terms of what I think is going to happen and be revealed at Expo. This is when and where Disney likes to share some of the secret projects they've been working on. I will not talk about anything that I do know is happening. That has not been revealed. I will only talk about things that, as a fan, I have this little feeling in my tiny little hungry heart of hearts, what might be coming, or maybe just things as a fan that I wish would be coming to the parks, to the resorts, to the cruise line, then yes, maybe even to the screen as well. So, and yes, thanks to Becky Mankin and Mouse Fan Travel, we are going to have the squishiest, most expensive carpeting in all of the expo, and the carpeting is going to be like that thick. And for what it's costing, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, it better be that thick. But it's a lot of, listen, it is a lot of fun, and nobody has more fun in their booth than we do. And we really want it to be a home. If you're going to be out there, we want it to be your home base that you can come to and sit back and relax and gather with friends and talk about what's been going on. Show us the stuff that you've bought. And if you're not able to attend, we're going to be broadcasting again all 3 days live here on Facebook. You'll be able to use this link or D23 Expo Live, whatever it might be. Heather, we do know where our booth will be located. We will be in the Emporium. We'll be right on Mickey Avenue. So the main thoroughfare, we will be right there. So it'll be easy to spot us. And it's going to be easier to spot us for a couple of other reasons as well. So there are some really neat things that we've done in the past that we're doing again this year. And there's surprises I can't give away, but Becky, we've got some cool things planned. Please book with us to help find the squishy carpet. So and Becky will be there. She'll be in Becky's cocktail lounge, like off to the side. It's like a VIP roped off area. Don't make eye contact, but you can just sort of smile and wave and take paparazzi like pictures from a distance. Just don't spill her drink. So if you can't make it there in person, you can definitely be there with us live for all 3 days, which is going to be a lot. Yeah, it's D23 is one of the most fun things that we get to do together because it is a fan event for fans, by fans. We get to be there on the same floor with Disney and share and do the things that we love as well. So Aaron King, yeah, Becky, so the normal conference and event like this, the event carpet, remember that it's just a concrete floor underneath, and they give you a very, very thin little carpeting with no padding. So if you want extra padding, you have to pay for it, and you could buy it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but Becky likes to be comfortable, and I get to reap the benefits. So book your trips with mousefantravel.com. So I would never complain about the squishy carpet, because after 3 days of standing there, it's very nice. So that's why, again, the WDW Radio and Mousefan Travel booth is definitely going to be a place that you can come and be with friends and rest everything. Just bring drinks and snacks when you come for me. It's like standing on cardboard. It's worse than cardboard. Like, it's cardboard, like, even squishes a little bit more than the non-padded carpeting. And so the extra padding is worth it after standing on a concrete floor all day for 3 days. Actually, it's more, we really sort of get in, we start setting up on Wednesday and we're out late Sunday night. So it really is more like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sorry. It's like 5 days. So Margie Linney, looking forward to seeing you in Indianapolis for the Indy Disney meet in September 15th, somewhere around there. Something like that. That's a lot of fun, too. That's a great event, too. Looking forward to going back and seeing Aaron. There's some other people there, too. So, Andrew Prince says, it's hard to roll on the squishy. Poor Andrew. I will come in. Becky does not step on the non-squishy carpet, but I will come see you on the non-squishy carpet. Don't worry. Jeremy Goff, I feel you. After 2 weeks of meals at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, I have a little bit of extra padding around here as well. So, wait, I did promise. Hold on a second. I did promise before we go. Let me just do one thing here. I did promise a giveaway tonight. So we've had a great show. I'd love you guys, and I would love to give you something to celebrate our review of the Lion King experience. And then last week we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I have something for you. I got to do this the right way, though. I mean, if I'm gonna do the reveal, I got to do it, sort of this way. No, wait, I'll do it this way. I wish I could be playing Lion King music in the background, but I can't. So we have this is one of the special edition Lion King. This is Simba. It is a special edition Lion King plush figure, which I don't believe is a park exclusive, but he's actually still kind of squishy. Becky, what other thing? Becky, send me a Facebook message. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, wait, is that you? No, it's not. So I'm going to give you my my Simba, and I will give you, it's part of the little prize package. There's also a Disney Conservation Fund hero button. But wait, there's more. And there's also a Lion King scavenger hunt right now that you can do at Disney's Animal Kingdom and throughout Africa. And you got all the stickers in the back. This is it is a $6.99 value. And not available in stores, a sort of hardbound Disney Conservation Fund notebook. And you know what? I might even throw a couple of other little surprises and gifts in there as well. So what I was going to ask you to do, that thing. Yeah, but I don't have the thing ready. Becky, I'm a crazy person. I will do it. I can't. Can I do that? All right, let me do one thing first, Becky. I'm not a smart man, and you're confusing me and I'm very easily distracted. Squirrel. I was going to ask you, as a way to win the Lion King, what we did a couple weeks ago, which was to share the show, share the most recent show. But I want you to just do that anyway. So when we're done here tonight, do me a favor, share this episode, or maybe if this one, or the top 10 little things we missed in Walt Disney World episode. Just do me a favor, share it on your Facebook profile, in a Facebook group, on the Twitter, Pinterest, wherever. All you're doing really is helping the show, and hopefully in trying to encourage people to join our group, which again, I would love to invite you. I would like you to invite your friends to join me and our friends in the Box People community. But, wait, do I not have the logo ready? I don't. God, Mongello, you're so bad at this. It's like the first day you've ever... Oh, no, I do have it. Yay. Let's do something we haven't done in a long time, which is WDW Radio 20 questions. Now, wait, let me kill this here. I'm not going to be able to do that. So the way 20 questions works is I have written on this little piece of paper right here a Walt Disney World person, place, or thing. It can be an attraction. It could be current or extinct. It could be a land. It could be a character. It could be a movie. It could be a restaurant. It could be a food item. It could be a transportation vehicle. If it's somewhere in the Walt Disney World 47 square miles of space, it could be on here. This is the way the game is played. It's called 20 questions, but it's like a top 10 because we don't stop at 20, right? I'm going to tell you when to start, and you are allowed to ask me what should be only 20 yes or no questions, right? Is it blue? Is it what? Yes or no questions only. I will continue to answer them, and then I will take the very first correct answer that I see. Now, please understand, I take all my glasses off for emphasis. Please understand that the chat on my end goes sometimes very, very, very fast, and Facebook and all their wisdom, I don't know how they do the comments and the first one I see is the winner. So please, please, please don't get mad at me if you say I answered first. It's the first one that I see. I am watching. I have a chat window here that I'm able to follow. We're all friends here. It's just a plush. So Becky, don't get excited if you don't win. So, Becky, by the way, Walt Disney World is located here in Orlando, Florida. It consists of 4 theme parks, 2 water parks. We'll talk about it later. All right, we good? We got it? So, I have the person, place, or thing, current or extinct, here. We'll start taking 20 questions. Again, you're going to play for the Lion King prize package. Hey, Wanyama, Ichi Mama Mama, go. Yes, Pat, that was my lawyer. Is it in a park? Yes. Is it plush? No. Is it lobster? No, Becky, it's not lobster. Is it at Epcot? No. Is it a person? No. Is it a food item? No. Is it in Walt Disney World? Yes. Does it breathe air? No. Is it a person? No. Is it a theme park? I don't even bother keeping track of questions. Does it have a gender? No. Is it a Magic Kingdom? No. Is it If You Had Wings? No. Is it an attraction? No. Sigh? No. Place? Yes. Is it Pumbaa? No. Is it in a Magic Kingdom? No. Does it move? No. Is it yellow? No. Is it an attraction? No. Is it a ride? No. Is it an Animal Kingdom? Yes. It's in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Is it a building? No. Yeah. Is it in a resort? No. Is it a restaurant? No, but it's food related. I'll give you that. Of course it's food related. Hi, I'm Lou. I'm literally telling you on my shirt. Is it Pandora? No. Can you eat there? Yes. Is it a specialty cocktail? No, man. Can get your mind out of the bar. Is it Festival of Lion King? No. Is it Festival of Lion King? No. Is it Tiffin's? No. Is it Tree of Life? No. Flame Tree? No. Dino Land? No. Is there a show? No. Tiffin's? No. Do you ride it? No. Is it food related? Yes. Is there a land? No. Is it Sanaa? Oh, no. Is it Harambe Market? Is it Harambe Market? Stephanie Perry Bullock. It's Harambe Market. Somebody cue the... Oh, wait, I can cue some Lion King-esque music. Wait a minute. It is Harambe Market. Look, I even have music ready for effect. Oh, I don't like this one. Let's play this one. Oh, I don't like this one either. Let's play this one. There you go. So we have a winner. It is... I got to write this down. Stephanie Perry Bullock. You can tell that Stephanie Perry Bullock has cheered with me on Run Disney races before, because my mind is always, it's not in the gutter, it's always at the restaurant somewhere. But you guys were awesome, and you very quickly started to whittle down to that. I see Keely also got, she just said it's Harambe as well. Caleb Joshua Hill, Pongo Pongo, no, but really good guess. Flame Tree, Yakiniti Food Cart, also very good guesses as well. Yeah, I see a couple other ones coming in. Harambe. Again, I know it goes fast. There's a little bit of a delay sometime. Elaine Reinhardt, no, but I love Yak and Yeti. Amanda Catherine LaCicero, no, but I dig me some Flame Tree Barbecue, especially in the low-level seating area right over the water where you can look at Expedition Effort. It's one of my favorite places to sit anywhere in the Walt Disney World theme park. Jessica Ellis, it's not Satuli Canteen, but I think that is arguably the best. I need somebody to do a top 10 counter service locations in Walt Disney World with me, if only I could find somebody to do it. I know it wouldn't be Becky. I know it would not be Becky. So, Stephanie Perry Bullock, send me your address and or let me know when you're coming to Walt Disney World. Save me the shipping, which would be really nice. And I will get your package out to you. So, and don't say Stephanie. Don't say it with a question mark. You got to say it with an. Is it Harambe Market? Say no. It's Harambe Market, Mongello. I know the way you think. Although my son, it's too soon. He's upset that they no longer have the curry saucers there anymore. So I need to go back and I need to review that. I need to review that again too, because now there's new menu items there. So there you go. Lots and lots of good stuff going on. Kelly Williams back. We should do this often. We should do this every week. Wait, we do this every week. And again, don't forget, next week we are going to have Dave Bossert joining us live on the show. So listen to the show this week. Get some questions ready for Dave about his career, the things he has, the projects that he's worked on, both on screen as well as in the theme parks as well. Again, I'm not going to tell you things he's worked on in the parks, but he shares a couple of, I think he shares a story about one of them at the end. Let's see what else. Don't forget to, I announced the keynote speaker for Momentum is going to be Steven Schussler. And again, if you or somebody you know would like to attend, we're now about 70% sold out, but you can use discount code WDW Radio 100, save $100 off your ticket. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, and stay tuned. I am going to announce the first round of speakers probably on Monday or so. Also, don't forget too, speaking of things we can do together, we have 2 cabins left for our New Orleans cruise. The important thing to note here, they are at day 1 pricing. They are at day 1 pricing. So you know, Disney Cruise Line, as the ship starts to fill, the prices go up, sometimes a lot. Thanks to our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel, we have 2 cabins. We have a balcony and an ocean view cabin at day 1 pricing. You are not going to be able to get that anywhere else. And I promise you, nobody has more fun than us. It's on the Wonder. It's out of New Orleans. There's great food in New Orleans. I love that city so very much. We're going to do some stuff in New Orleans before we go February 7th through the 14th. So again, reach out to mousefantravel.com. And I will tell this to you guys first, and I have nothing prepared, and but I think I put this out on the show a few weeks ago. I think I might have even posted something in the Box People group. We are finalizing our plans for our Italy Adventures by Disney. Insert graphic here that I don't have ready. We will announce the time frame that we'll be going, and I will start to take an interest list. So I'll post in the Box People group and on the page and elsewhere. I don't know if I can get it out tonight or tomorrow, but Becky's going to yell at me if I don't. So if you're interested in going to Italy, I'm going to share it with you guys first. The ABDs sell out every time. I think this is one that's going to sell out like China very, very quickly. China, I think, sold out in 18 minutes. I think this one is probably going to be about the same. So we do want to take an interest list. I will share more details about it. This way, if you aren't interested in going, you'll be able to sort of secure a spot when they do become available. So this is another one of the ones like Japan that I absolutely cannot wait to do. These are the ones that have been super, super high on my bucket list. What else? Yeah, so don't forget, somebody did confirm that TeePublic is having their 30% off sale. I believe it's this weekend on all the WDW Radio as well as Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars shirts. I want to say huge, 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 monstrous thanks to everybody who was part of the WDW Radio Nation family, whether you are one of the many new members of the family that joined this past month, or some of you who have been part of the family since I launched this in 2015. I cannot tell you how important this is and how much I appreciate all of you. And if you don't know what the Nation is, if you go to www.nation.com, you can find out how to get monthly scavenger hunts, care packages from Walt Disney World. There's t-shirts, there's backpacks. You also get early access to some special events. We do live video group calls. So in addition to the weekly calls, every month I do a live video group call where we're all on video, which is a lot of fun. It's like getting together with sometimes 25, 30. I think one time we had like 50-something people in there. And I love it because it's not just me. It really is a 2 or 50-way conversation, getting to do some things we don't get to do anywhere else. And don't forget that a portion of your contribution, which starts as little as $1 a month, goes to our Dream Team project to directly benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. So you are good people doing good things for other good people. I see some people. So Brian says been a Nation member since 2017. Donald Nicholson, August meet of the month. August is going to be really, really tough because August is tomorrow, and I unfortunately have personal obligations this weekend that they are making me do, and the weekend following I'm not able, and then the weekend following I go out to Expo. So the meet of the month is going to happen, but it's going to probably happen out in California. right before D23 Expo. So, Jessica Alice, I think I missed. I know I'm late for the July, but I'm going to schedule our next live night probably for next week. So get ready. I will even make myself an extra. I will schedule it the second we are done with this call. Wait. Live Nation. God, I hardly write anymore. My handwriting is like chicken. I don't even know what that says. I just wrote it. Yeah, and if you are going to be out for Expo, don't forget we're going to have the booth, so you'll be able to get together there. Let's see. I've talked about momentum. We've talked about the shows, what's coming up the next couple of weeks. Last things. One, thank you. I love and appreciate you so very much. Being able to do this is a gift, and I want you to know that every day, every morning, every night, I am truly understanding of that and appreciate that, and the day does not go by that I do not thank you individually and collectively for that. If you like anything that we do here, again, this community that you've created is incredible. Please invite your friends to be a part of it. There was something else I wanted to tell you, and I can't remember what it is now, but I'm also getting distracted by Becky's texts and comments going by so very quickly. Let's not do this one. Let's do this one. We'll stay with the African-themed flair. What was happening September 15th? September 15th? Wait, I don't know. What is happening September 15th? Is something happening September 15th? Wait, I have to look now. That's August, September. The Giants are playing the Bills at 1 o'clock. That's all I know for September 15th. Was there something else that I was missing? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. The podcast, the community, or a gift. So much love for all. Yeah, a lot of... I need to talk to you about my flair. I don't know what that means. I don't know what when I hear flair, I think of like TGI Fridays back in the 80s. But again, Brian Holt, looking forward to seeing you at Expo. Sean LeGrand, thank you, brother. Indianapolis is going to be September. It's that next weekend. It's September. That's September 21st is going to be that. I will be there again. Looking forward to that as well. And you never know what cocktail-loving princess might be there too. So I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so very much. So until... Yes, I won't be live this weekend. So will I? You never know. So let's just say until next time, have a great night. I love you guys. See ya.